We have come back to our original drawing here, and I want to talk about center lines for plumbing and appliances. So the reason that center lines are important is because if there is any sort of plumbing, or if it's a gas range versus an electric range, you're going to want to make note of where those pipes are coming into your space, so that when we are planning for the future, we can either try to keep them in a similar location if possible, or we can plan on knowing exactly how far they need to move, so that when we trade off our drawings to the plumber, they can tell us exactly how much it's going to cost to move said pipe. So one of the ways you can do this is just on your existing drawing. I'm going to use this section right here as our example page, especially because we've got an angled sink here. So first things first is open up your sink. If you have an angled sink, you're going to want to see where is your plumbing coming from. In this case, my plumbing is actually coming from this wall here, not this wall here. So for doing a center line, it's going to be really easy for us to notate exactly where that's at. So it's all about where it comes out of the wall. So most appliances, you're going to be doing that dead center. When you have an interesting sink like this, it's not going to be dead center because the plumbing is going to be on the wall here somewhere. So it's really important to kind of figure out where your plumbing is. And again, this doesn't have to be perfectly exact because it's going to be really difficult to get in under your sink and measure exactly where that's at. But if you can get a rough estimation, I would say probably within 3 or 4 inches is going to be just fine. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. So we are going to start with our dishwasher, and the way you do plumbing center lines is it's wall to center of plumbing, from center of plumbing to either the next appliance or plumbing fixture, or the wall, depending on what you've got. So with this one, we're going to start here. So we'll draw our line up and draw our line center, kind of skip over that 2, draw it over. So we are looking at a 6-foot distance here. Now, if this plumbing fixture wasn't here, we would just draw the line over and it would be another 6 feet because it is dead center. But because we've got this other unique plumbing situation here, it's a little bit different. So what we're looking at is my plumbing for this is approximately right here. So it's just over halfway through this section here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw that up, draw that over, draw this the rest of the way up, draw that over. So we are now looking at a 2-foot section from this wall to the center of my actual plumbing, and then we are looking at that's 4 feet right here. So now we've got our setup here, and you can see your center lines. And another additional note to keep it really clear, what you can do is you can draw a little line up and you can just write CL for center line. So it's just really clear what we're drawing here. And again, the plumbing center lines are really just for when we get to the point when we're ready to get bids going, we know where things live. So say you already did your drawing and you decided you wanted to keep everything on the same drawing, and you already drew this in and it's a little bit tight. So normally you would have your center line between here, but there's nothing wrong with drawing your line up here and just skipping lines until you get to a point where you feel like you have enough space to do this. And in this case, we're 5 feet on both sides. And again, this is just center line, so that we are noting that if this was a gas range, or we would know exactly where those pipes were coming in, and we know that it's within that 30 inches, 15 on each side. And then that kind of covers your plumbing fixtures and how your center lines work. So if you have any questions while you were doing this, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are happy to help.